Hello, guys, and welcome to your market report for this Tuesday, the 11th of September 2018. Listen, welcome to the show. Glad to have you guys here. Now, the first thing I want to say is, oh my God, silver. And the second thing I want to say is bonds. Okay, so I don't know which to look at first. I mean, they're both exciting. Okay, so I guess we'll start with bonds. I'll hit the charts right here, start them, and we're going to get right on bonds. Bonds are on the move today. Now, remember I'm talking about a stock market crash coming for a long time now, and I said that bond prices are going to have to rise. I expected these bond prices to move a long time ago. I'm going to tell you what it's like. It's like a kid that's got a problem, you know? And his mother gives him castor oil. I don't know if you guys know what that's for or not. And she thinks, okay, in the next hour or two, he's going to move. Because I gave him castor oil, right? I mean, I'm talking about in the old days, like when they used to use castor oil for this problem. Anyway, and she sits there and she watches him and nothing happens for 24 hours. And she's like scratching her head and she's like, gee, you know what? That castor oil should have moved him. What in the heck's going on? But then finally, after a period of time goes by, he starts to actually move. And the castor oil did move him. Okay? This is the same thing with this bond market. I expected this thing to move a long time ago. And I was like, what the heck's going on? You know, why isn't this thing moving? It's starting to move. Starting to move. I'm watching it. It's starting to move here. We got bond yields rising today, and not just small amounts. We got 3 basis points on both the U.S. 10-year and the U.S. 5-year. We got 2 basis points on the U.S. 2-year, and we got almost 3 basis points on the U.S. 30-year. So she's starting to move, finally. She's starting to move. We might be able to see something here. Now, like I've said, I've put a mark on the U.S. 10-year. It's at 2.97% right now. It's moved 3 basis points today alone. When it hits 3.25, so that's basically another, 27 basis points higher, no, 28 basis points higher. Boom. I think we're ready for the stock market crash at that point in time. I don't say that we're going to actually have to have it at that point, but we're ready for it. We're ready for it to happen at that point. That's my indicator. So now let's move on to silver. Let's talk about silver today. What in the heck is silver doing? You know, I'm going to tell you, silver spiked down to $13.90. I think it's $13.93 or something. Was it low? Oh, it's low. Hope you guys got some. Boy, at those prices. Of course, you'd have to be able to lock it in, you know, at that price. It didn't last very long at that price because it's bouncing back. But I mean, that was one hell of a price down to $13, you know. They're going to break this market, and this is exciting. They're going to break the silver market, and they're going to keep driving this price down until the market breaks, and silver's going to get closer and closer to free. I can't tell you at what point all of it's going to disappear. It's going to disappear instantaneously, the physical silver, at a certain point when it gets closer and closer to free. Because everything else is going up in price drastically. And silver's the only thing that's going in the opposite direction. Well, silver and gold is going in the opposite direction. The two most precious things of all. Everything else is, let's face it, everything else is everything else. It's not gold and silver. Gold and silver is the two most precious things of all, and they're the only things that price is going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. It's going to break. I mean, it's obvious it's going to break. At a certain point, it's going to get down to a certain price where somebody's going to say, back up the truck. Somebody with big money is going to say, back up the truck. It's just going to be too damn tempting. I mean, this is going to break at a certain point, and there's going to be no physical available for sale. then the price is going to skyrocket on this thing. So this is exciting. This is exciting what's going on with silver. Instead of discouraging now, at this point, it's changed from being discouraging. It was discouraging when it was $16.50 and it would go down to $16.20 and then back up. That was discouraging. Now this is not discouraging anymore. This is, they're going to break this market. You know, that's simply the way I see it. Now let's move on to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is struggling, you know, to not fall down below the floor that's in the market right now, which is at $6,000. Bitcoin is quite literally struggling not to fall down below that price, to hold itself up in above $6,000 right now. And the way it's been going lately with Bitcoin and the bearish sentiment in the markets, I'm almost thinking that she is going to break down below. I'm starting to think that way, which is going to create a wonderful buying opportunity, because you know these guys out there that say Bitcoin's going to go to nothing or Bitcoin's going to go to 2,000. Don't believe those guys. The real truth is, once she breaks down below $6,000 into the 5,000s, it's gonna want to go back up again. It's not gonna want to stay down at those low prices for very long. It's gonna have energy more to the upside rather than, because then, you know, I mean, if it might go down to, like, I'm thinking to myself, you know, it could go down. If it goes down below $6,000, it's probably not going to go that far. It might go down to like 5,200 or something like that, but it's going to have energy then, more energy to the upside than it does now. Anyway, let's take a look at cryptocurrency market capitalizations. We're looking at the altcoins losing steam, and we've brought the Bitcoin dominance up to 56.2%, which I mean, that's very powerful for Bitcoin dominance. Market cap at $193 billion this morning, and we're looking at all the way across the board, most of the coins are in the red. Now, Litecoin itself is $53.74, which is a really good price for Litecoin. But if Bitcoin falls down below the mark of $6,000 and gets down to like in the 5,000s, then we're going to see this Litecoin price probably go down into the $40. You know. Anyway, let's take a look at the Dow Jones this morning. What's the Dow Jones Industrial Average doing this morning? We're taking a look at 10 points up. I wouldn't touch this market right here with a 10-foot pole. I'll tell you honestly, the Dow. To me, right now at this point, I think that this thing is going to collapse. And I think that this is coming in the pikes. It's coming when just like I said before, when the full impact of quantitative tightening comes in this fall, and every month they start sucking $50 billion out of the economy. That was the money that they put in there to bring us out of the 2008 crisis, which was a deflationary crisis. If they withdraw that money away, and that's exactly what they're doing, then it's just like a guy propping up a table by putting in a new leg under the table. Sure, the table's going to stay up now. He's put a new leg under the table. You know, he made a leg and he put it under the table. Now, if he says he's going to go over and take that leg away, well, the table's going to fall over like the table fell over before he put the leg there. This is the same thing. They put the money in quantitative easing 1, quantitative easing 2, quantitative easing 3, and Operation Twist. They put the money in there that brought us up out of that crisis in 2008. If they take that money away, we're going to be right back where we were again. And they were going to pull out $50 billion a month. They already been pulling a lot out. We've seen an effect of it. You see this fall from this peak of 26,616 back on January 26th. We've seen these massive moves down in the market. What caused that was the quantitative tightening. Boom, boom, boom. But they were able to to stop that, and now the market's almost as high as it was when that happened. This is bad news all the way across the board. Here is the crude oil price, $68.30. We're having an update today. We're up over 1% today on the day. Let me refresh the page. We're up 1.38% today, up 0.93 right now as we speak, at $68.47 for sweet light crude. And so that's your market report for the day. Thank you for listening, guys. Like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next market report coming up very soon. Bye-bye for now, and you guys have a nice day. Bye.